our solution to you, and we can't wait to just get started. So we have two options here. One is to have the same time more money. One is less time the same money, right? So there are two kind of it's actually like two functions that we think of. One is like how many cookies you make versus time, and one is how much money you make versus time. And we're trying to go both way and try to maximize the both function. And yeah.
So, hi everyone, we're Team Khios, and we're so excited, Israel, to present our solution. So this is today's agenda. So first of all, we're going to talk about the overall goal, which is a two-step solution, as Tom already said. And the second part is efficiency, which is the first step in our whole process. And third, Tom's gonna present our calculations for you to search for the sweet spot. And the fourth one is expansion, which is our next step in optimization. And as Tom just took my part, this is our overall goal. So you mentioned there are two options, which is less prep time, the same profit, and the same prep time, more profit. And based on our research, we are going to present a third option, which is efficiency and then expansion.
So our goal is to maximize the efficiency and to expand then after that's been achieved. So the first thing is the credit card fee. So there's a 4% credit card fee on every order that's processed with a credit card. So we're suggesting that on orders that are purchased with credit cards, you increase price by 4%, because that's about, in our calculations, about $1,000 loss per year. So it's pretty significant. So we just thought that was a simple fix to make that aspect more efficient. And then another aspect and efficiency thing we looked into was co-packing with local bakeries, I guess, or I wouldn't say co-packing, but working with local bakeries to see if they would sell you dough of your recipe. So I contacted 9 different bakeries in Charlottesville, and I also talked to Seaville Coffee, and basically what they said was that not many facilities in Charlottesville not many stores in Charlottesville have the capabilities to work like this. And so they said they'd be willing to partner, but they just don't have the facilities. So that ended up not being a solution that we could really pursue.
Yeah, so I emailed a co-packing company in New Jersey, and they said yes. But after they sent us the numbers, we found out like that's 60% more of the cost of per cookie, and we think whether we're going to use the co-packing depends on how our expansion goes.
Who has the control? So, Ms. Chow, sometimes to maximize the efficiency does not require like a whole room in your home, does not require like recruiting people from UVA. Sometimes you just need a pen, a paper, and some calculations. So your business is kind of a unique situation in Charlottesville that you do not have a similar competitor. Based on our research, the closest business that also have customized cookie similar to what you are doing is in Richmond, and they're definitely not like a competitive servers than the ones that you are created. And so we're thinking about how to adjust the price, and also how to adjust maybe to reduce the size of your cookie or to increase the price. So then you can maximize this data. And so we asked Dr. Jones to ask you about the whether you have made any price adjustment in the past, and based on you said you raised it from $4.5 to $5.5 and countered it by a 10% to eliminate a 10% discount, and based on your annual profit, we kind of calculated that we can ensure a 17% to 38% raise in your price will not affect like your net profit And we are convinced by our calculation that the sweet spot is at 22%. Now, the reason that's such a big fluctuation from 70% to 38% is that we only have the one data point that you have provided us, so we have to kind of base the calculation on our various assumption on how the Charlottesville population like consists and how willing they are to buy your cookies. So we tried Gaussian distribution and Poisson distribution, which give us our two bounds. So in detail, how this might work out is you may either increase your price by 22% or like make your cookies smaller 22%, which we strongly suggest because just to keep in mind that to make a cookie smaller, like 20% smaller, is to make the height, the width, and the length only like 95% of the original size, which give you your the approximately same space for you to do the thing that you love, which is to create the cookie, to decorate the cookie, and then you can save your material from the dough, and also you can spend less time because you are selling the cookie, but they're smaller than before. And on the detail of how much pricing adjusts, I'll explain it once they finish about talking the expansion part.
Right, so the second part of our plan is to expand since Tom solved all that efficiency problems. So we kind of delve into two fields. The first one would be local hotels and inns, and then the second one would be the wedding sector, especially vineyard partnerships.
We spoke with, or we tried to speak with people at the Graduate Hotel, and because we know you already worked with them. Again, had trouble making a contact. But basically for this expansion, we were basically asking if hotels would be willing to purchase bulk amounts of cookies and then either sell them at the front or have them as gifts for guests for staying in the hotel. And that's again the perfect market. It's UVA parents, so right, exactly who you need.
And did you find people were willing to do that? Oh, sorry, maybe I jumped. Sorry.
Willing to
Were the hotels interested in that?
well, the Graduate never replied.
Gotcha.
So we called, emailed again.
Gotcha.
We had some trouble.
And then so another option is maybe on a smaller scale during the holiday seasons. You could do like Christmas cookies or turkey Thanksgiving cookies, and then you could so Oakhurst is a local inn, and they're pretty small scale, so it's not you need to do 2,000 cookies for a 500 room hotel, and then it would keep the orders small, so not too overwhelming, and I think it would be nice to offer them these customized cookies as guest appreciation gifts during the holiday season, because in the holiday seasons people are more willing to spend money, and so that would be like maybe a first step, and to as like a foreshadowing of the expansion into the hotels and inn industry. And the second part of our second plan is to do the weddings and vineyard expansion, because I think we heard you say that you would like better control of your timetable, and then if you like orders that are pre-ordered ahead of time, and I think weddings are the perfect orders. And also mainly I've researched, and a lot of the vineyards around here, they have like a minimum guest number of 100 guests, so it would not be like 50 cookies or 25 cookies. It would be 100 cookies that people would order, and then if you give them like a collaboration or like a discount, so if they order 100 to 200 cookies and at $5 each, you could give them anywhere from a 10% to 2%, 10% to 20% discount for the vineyard, and I think that would hook them in for future like orders. And based on the volume of the amount of weddings at a specific vineyard or just around the Charlottesville areas, we predicted based on our research that you would get 2 to 3 more orders each month not every month, but that would at least 2 orders. And based on the 10% discount, we calculated that with 3 orders and the 10% discount, you would profit bring in anywhere from $1,485 to $2,970. The range is based on the numbers of cookies that they ordered. And one specific option we searched, and we thought it was perfect because the early Mountain Vineyards, it's toward DC a little bit, about 30 minutes, and so they do these like really modern and just fancy looking weddings, and then the people there, the minimum is 100 guests, and they do upwards of 200 guests. So I think that would be the sweet spot. So it's not like 500 people, and you have to do 1,000 cookies again, but. So that would be like a great place, and reached out to them, and they said they were open to the cookie market. So yeah, and people, I mean, when they're spending that much by their price range, when people are spending that much on a wedding, they are willing to spend that $500 more. So it's when when you're just ordering a cookie for a birthday party, it's a single $500. When we're just adding that on to 10,000, 20,000, it doesn't count that much.
Okay, now Ms. Chow, I don't know whether you remember in early September, maybe September 8th or 9th, when you received an order of
Yes.
the Halloween cookie, and
Yes.
it is from us.
Right.
And we were like having, and we were enjoying your delicate masterpiece of art and love. We just started up with the idea that we are the new customer in your cookie business, and I'm just coming with it up with the idea that your influence and your price adjustment is actually it has that propagation. Once you finish the expansion of the business, for example, I'm your new customer segment, and by knowing your cookie, after tasting your cookie, I'm willing to like pay $10 for each of them. Just saying.
I have a
And
special section on my website just for you.
we're just thinking whether it is possible, and we definitely have a positive answer on that. That after the expansion, after we have more data point, we can adjust the price and to make it even more efficient. So the two stats actually combine together in the end. That you can have the market informing you about the price, and the price further keeping the customer, which adding the customer to your market pot. So it kind of have a positive cycle, and you just keep giving you positive feedback on how much you should adjust the price. So the two stats actually combine, like joined into a optimistic plan on your future of your cookie business.
Any questions?
Any questions?